What's going on, guys? So today I'm working on my lovely boosted RSX again. If you watched my last video, I cleaned up my trunk area, I put down laminate flooring and all that good stuff. This video I am going to be working on the rear again, but the rear bumper this time. Like I said in the last video, I have this S2000. I believe this is, I'm not sure if AP1, AP2, I'm not sure if they're different, but this is an AP2, no, sorry, it's an S2000 rear splitter, not splitter, diffuser. Man, I'm getting everything messed up today. But yep, I'm gonna be putting that on the rear here. If you can see, I have the Mugen lip. This is 0204 rear end. I have the 0506 in the front. So, as most of y'all know, the rear 0204 Mugen rear lip, 0506 as well. It won't work with that style splitter I have up there. In a minute, I'll push it up under here and show y'all why it won't work. It's because of this middle piece here. But before I get into that, I got a package over here that came in, and it's for my rear as well. I'll open that in a minute. That's what I got, guys. Wheel spacers. And these are going on my rear here. Man, you gotta love Amazon Prime, right? Okay, these are what the spacers look like. Hopefully I'll be able to run these. I'll tell you in a minute why. These are 15mm spacers, and these are gonna be on the rear. If you can tell, it's kind of hard to see on camera, but I have a gap here. And I could really back the camber out and make it flush, but I want my wheels to poke out a little bit more. I know most of y'all probably don't like that or don't want me to do that, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. So these are the 15mm spacers. These should poke it out just a little bit. I'm hoping this is just enough so I don't have to mess with the camber again, but if I do, I don't mind. I don't mind giving a little bit more negative camber to run these. The second thing I need to make sure is these are the ones with studs on them in the spacers, and I have extended studs here. So how these work is you take your wheel off, you put this on, and then you bolt down these nuts onto your stock studs, and then these new studs they have in here will be the studs that your wheel go on. But since I have extended studs, the studs that the spacers bolts to, the stock ones here, will stick way further out than I need to than the other studs. I know that's all confusing right now, but once I get this the car jacked up and the wheel taken off and all that, you'll get a better picture of that. But yeah, I'll probably be doing this first, and then I'll work on the rear because I need to jack up the rear and take this rear lip off anyway to get to the splitter. So let's do that. Let me get this car jacked up. Let me get the wheels off and all that, and we'll go from there. But before that, I'll throw the splitter on so y'all can see what the splitter looks like with the lip on and how it won't work. So let's do that. Okay, at the rear of my bumper again. So this is the lip again. This is the splitter. The splitter would sit a little bit closer to this and would sit up more. But as you can see, how this splitter is made right here, how it goes up like this, up like that, it will hit this and it won't sit flush with the actual bumper if this went on, and it also covers up the Mugen area down here. So that's why I gotta take the lip off if I want to install this, and I think that's what I'm going to do, or I'm going to try. I'm gonna try to test fit it. I'm not sure if I have enough time today because I had a late start today. It's already getting a little later than what I normally do, or normally working on cars. But I'm gonna try to test fit it and see if we can get everything mocked up, and then maybe I'll install it in the next video or something like that. But I want to start getting this going because I really want this splitter on the rear of my car. So with that being said, let's go ahead and proceed with the wheel spacers, get that sitting right, get my rear sitting right. Hopefully it'll make my car look a little better in the rear here. So yeah, let me jack the car up and get the wheels off. Okay, down here in my rears, see, as you can tell, these are extended studs here. They're way longer than stock ones. At one point I was running Volks and they required extended studs, so that's why I put these in here. So a lot of your real wheels will require extended studs. So that being said, I'm gonna open this up now. If I can do it one-handed, we'll see. I'll use my foot too. But these, I got these specifically for the Honda. The center bore is the center bore I need. I looked up the center bore of mine and made sure I got the right one, so the centers would fit. So you want to do that when you if you're going to buy spacers, you want to make sure the center bore will fit yours, because they are specific. Oh, I'm taking the wrong one off. But yeah, I'm gonna take this apart, throw it on here, and then show y'all what I was talking about earlier with the studs being longer. So let me get these off, and then we'll get right back to it. Okay, so these, got them apart. This is what I was talking about. I'm gonna slide this on real quick. There you go. Can you see how there's a tight fit right there? It's because I got the right bore size, the center bore. All right, so as you can see, these are my stock extended studs. Well, not stock, my extended studs. As you can tell, they are way longer than the actual studs here that you're supposed to put your wheels on. So that's the problem I was telling you about earlier. So originally this stock size stud for this RSX would probably come out to be like maybe right just a little bit past this this actual spacer, and then so it only stick out that far, maybe 2 inches shorter than this, and then you're supposed to put your wheel on this and tighten your wheel down to this stud. So that's what I was talking about. And usually they say you run these type of spacers, the back of your wheel are supposed to have indentions just enough so that it would clear the stock stud. But since I have extended studs, I'm not sure if that will work or not. But mine, since I have these MB battles here, what's nice are these center parts right here. They are actually complete holes. So I got my actual spots where I actually put the lugs in, and then I have holes here. So what I'm thinking is I can still use my either my stock studs here and put them on the wheel on, or I can use the studs that come with the spacer, and the other studs will go through these holes. So I don't have to do anything to it. That's what I'm hoping. All I can do is bolt this spacer down, put the wheel on, and see if it will actually work. So that's what we're gonna do.
Brian Little.
Alright, just got these finger tight so far. It's a 19, but as you can see, I tried tightening it down with this, and it's not quite wide enough to go in there, and I kind of got it stuck in there. I had to tap it out, but everything's fine. My stud's fine, the bolt's fine, all that's fine, but this big socket won't work. So I got my little open-ended socket here. I'm just gonna tighten these snug, and then I'm gonna see if I can throw on the wheel, and hopefully this will work with those holes that I have. Alright, so let's throw it on. Alright, it's moment of truth. Let's see. I don't know. It's a little tricky. Okay, come to find out, it won't work like that. As you can see, these are actually my extended studs, and this is the actual stud on the spacer. As you can see, they don't line up, and I didn't pay attention to this earlier, but you can tell that these holes aren't as far back as these holes. So if these holes were in the same alignment as these, where the lugs actually go, they'd be further back. So if they were further back, these would have worked. So right now they don't work, and it's not going to work like this. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to run these without using the actual spacers on this thing. So I'm going to knock these spacers off, these studs. I'm going to knock these studs off, knock them out, and then just run the spacer and just use my extended studs that I have on there now, and it shouldn't be a problem. I have extended studs on it. Also, I have plenty of thread on the actual wheel before, so it'll be tight enough. What you run into problems with if you run these without the actual studs like this, if you have OEM studs, the short ones. Hold on a second, there's a car passing. So if you run these without extended studs and without these studs in there, you run into problems of not having your lug, whatever lug you have, tighten all the way down with enough thread on it to securely secure your wheel on the spacer. So that's why the companies make it with studs on them, so you'll have enough thread to thread your lug on. Since I have extended studs, I don't have to worry about that, and my disc here on my wheel is shallow enough to allow me to run that as well. So if I was running real wheels that had a really thick disc on it that took up a lot of thread, then I may not be able to do this, but since I have a wheel that doesn't, I can do this. So let me knock these out and throw these back on. Okay, so what I have here is my spacer. As you can see, I backed out all the lug nuts here to be flush with the actual top of the stud. What I'm gonna do is use a hammer. I'm gonna put the stud I'm gonna knock out between these two wood planks I have here, and knock each stud out with a hammer. And that's all I'm gonna do to knock these out. Let's go. Got one. Two. Three. Four. Last one. That's it. That's how you knock the studs out. Okay, you got the spacer on. My original thought was taking one of these, the lugs that came with the spacer, and threading this all the way on to here. I'll do it real quick. But when I did this, I found that I was going to do this if the whole lug nut was flush with the spacer when it was tightened down, but it stuck out a little bit. So I don't want my wheels to be resting on the actual lug itself. I want it to be resting on the actual plate of the spacer. So this is what I was talking about. So as you can tell, you can see how it sticks out a little bit, and it's pretty tight there, it's pretty snug there. So I didn't want my wheel resting on this, but it would have been nice if this would have cleared, if it would have been recessed inside this, and then I could actually have the spacer actually bolted to the actual hub of my wheel, or the hub of the thing here, and then put my wheel on, and then put the lug, my actual lug nut on the actual wheel. But since that's not going to work, and I don't feel safe doing that, I'd rather not do that. I'd rather just put the wheel on than put the lug on, so I'd have more surface area to mate with. So what I was thinking, instead of doing that, since this is pretty loose there, and to get it a little bit more snug, I'm probably going to put the spacer on through these holes here where the studs used to be. I'll show you in a second. There you go. So I was going to do this like this, and just run it like that, then throw my wheel on and throw my lugs on. That's a lot more snug than having it right here. Since I'm not using these lug nuts, I'll just do it like that, then put my wheel on, and then put my lugs on. And I have plenty of room, as you can see here. That's still plenty of room. This is still more threads than actually stock OEM lug studs. So I'll still have plenty of room for the lugs there. That's not a problem. I can actually run probably a little bit thicker spacers and still be okay. But that's what I'm gonna do. Throw the wheel on, throw my lugs on, lower the car and see how she looks. I may need to adjust my camber, and we'll go from there. Okay, this is the part where I have to be real careful when I air it out. As you can see right here, it sticks out a lot more. Hold on, I'm trying to get my controller. The plug came undone. Give me 1 second. All right, got my controller here. I got to be careful with airing it out. I'm gonna do more. This one will be it. So here we go. So that's completely aired out. I know I probably need to go a little lower on the rear, but I'll do that some other time. But yeah, as you can tell, she's fitting perfect actually. It's actually sitting right where I wanted her to. It's not rubbing here. I can't stick my finger in here, but I can see it's not rubbing. You can tell. So I'll be fine there. So yeah, actually looks really good. Don't have to mess with anything. Sitting really flush. So that's it for the spacer there. Now I'm gonna jack it back up. So I gotta jack the car back up, take the wheel back off to do the splitter here. So I gotta take the lip off, and I have 2 screws on each side here that I have to take off, and then take the lip off, and then mock up the splitter. So we're only halfway done, so don't worry. We got more stuff to do. So yeah, let me jack it back up, get the wheels back off, and get my lip off, and then we'll go from there. So yeah. As you can see behind me, got my car jacked up. I got the lip off right here, and then the splitter here, and my back bumper is completely dirty from where the lip was. I still got 3M tape on my bumper, where I 3M taped this side, stuff like that. So yeah, let me knock this out the way here. There we go. And then I'm gonna see if I can hold this with one hand and give you an idea of what it looks like. Keep in mind this is the AP, or the, not AP, the S2000 splitter. So it's not gonna completely line up. Not that I'm aware of. So, I use my, maybe something like that. There you go. Let me see if I can get something to hold this up without me being here, and then I'll give you all a better walk around of what it looks like. Okay, so I got everything held up right now. If you can imagine this jack not being here, and that toolbox and the box right there. It actually looks pretty good. So you can see the S2000 splitter. It's not quite as wide as the RSX bumper, but it still looks pretty good. Like that. That's how she looks. That's what she looks like. These look really good with the half cut bumpers. I really like those, but I'm not going to do that to this. I can't bring myself to cut my rear bumper just yet, but this is what she looks like. Actually, I really like it. And I may, depending on how it is, or how easy it is, I may lower this splitter just a little bit from the bumper so there's a little bit wider gap. I don't know, but I like how it sits right now. So that's how the splitter sits. I don't think I have enough time today to bend my brackets. I got some brackets right here that came with it. So I got this from a guy who was selling this off his S2000. So these are from the S2000, so I'm not sure if these will work or not. But I'll try to use these and see if I can salvage any of these here. If not, then I'm gonna have to bend my own brackets, or I'll just bend these to how I need them. But like I said, I don't have enough time today to do that. That's all I'm basically gonna do today. So yeah, this is how she looks. Alright guys, that's gonna be it for this video. thanks again for watching. Thanks again for subscribing to my channel if you subscribed. If not, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to hit the notification bell so you're notified when I post a video, so you can keep track of what I'm doing to my car. Yeah, if you enjoyed the video, give me that like if you can see my thumb. Also, be sure to subscribe like I said. And yeah, thanks for watching my video, guys.